All right, unfortunate topic. Thanks for tuning back in. I want to talk about these beheadings. So far, there have been three in the media. They've given names of people who might possibly be beheaded in the future, that they're making it like an ongoing saga, almost like a made for TV movie. What it reminds me of is when we first, well, I shouldn't say first, maybe the Gulf War that began exactly 555 days after September 11th, March 20th, 2003. You could call that the invasion of Iraq number two, which began in Baghdad on the 33rd parallel north, a significant number, the number 33. These hoaxes, including this, that are waged against us are repetitive. They're a cycle. At the beginning of the last invasion, we were treated to news just like this. There were images put on the web of the beheadings. At that time, I was in college, my sophomore and junior year. And I remember these videos being out on the web and my peers watching them. And I had one peer who actually got me to watch one of the videos, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen. To date, still the worst thing I've ever seen. Just gave me the chills. Still gives me the chills. And anyway, what I don't know, what I'm not sure about is if people are really being beheaded or if it's just CGI. But these things are part of a hoax, and the people who are being blamed, such as ISIS, are not responsible. Who's to blame is essentially our media and our world governments that create this type of propaganda so that we, the people, will accept the injustice that they will justify out of that, such as unnecessary wars. I remember for my peer group at the time, it made a lot of, males in my group think that the Iraq war was just and the people over there were barbaric. After all, look, they were cutting people's heads off, right? So, if you've seen my introductory video, if you've seen my video about how our mainstream media is a military psyop, I'll link both those videos in the comments if you haven't seen them. This will make a lot more sense. If not, maybe you should stop right here, go back and watch those, and then come back to this. In that, I revealed that in the Army Field Manual, it's Rule 33-1 that speaks about the PSYOP program, the program dedicated to controlling the psychology of the people for military and strategic purposes. Well, as it happens in these stories that are presented to us on the media, from gun shootings to beheadings to September 11th to oil spills to so much more, the same number is coded at the center of it, and it's 33. And in this case, we've come to be told that this man doing the beheadings is a British man who refers to himself as the Beatle. In gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, the phrase the Beatle sums to 33. There's been mainstream media articles about why do they have them wear the color orange. Well, orange happens to be the only color I'm aware of that sums to 33 in gematria. And the first story of the beheading, it said the prisoner was captured on November 22nd. 11 plus 22 sums to 33. That's the date JFK was assassinated in history. It's also the first day of Sagittarius, a very significant number. Let me show you why. Sagittarius in gematria, I didn't write the math up here, but it's linked below in the comments, sums to 144. The phrase, mark of the beast, sums to 144. The word corporation sums to 144. It might all seem like a coincidence, but if you go to the Bible and look at Revelation 7:4, that's where the number 144,000 is referenced in terms of the uniting of nations of tribes of Israel, signifying this power. On the Mayan calendar, a Baktun happens to be 144,000 days. So this significant number in multiple cultures and in multiple languages. And that 7:4, Revelation 7:4, of course, corresponds with this nation's birthday, gematria, which I teach about. These following words all sum to 74. English, gematria, Jesus, the English translation of Jesus, Joshua, cross, Lucifer, occult, more, but very significant numbers, especially in this nation where the birthday is the 4th of July. So, going back to this, who is benefiting the most from all this fake on television? Who's benefiting from these wars? Who's benefiting from this misinformation? I think the answers are right before us. We see who advertises during these news segments. We see who gets the big military contracts. And we see who finances it all. Follow the money, find the truth. And if you learn this gematria, a lot more truth will be revealed to you. With regard to the Beatle and the Beatles, in history, the music band the Beatles, also out of the UK where he's supposedly from, their first album was established March 22nd, 322.